There's another car out there that's even more influential than this. A car that practically every kid, boy or girl, dreamed of driving when they were growing up. And why wouldn't they? It was a special car, capable of doing incredible things like driving up and down mountains and jumping over rivers and catching the bad guys. And it was fast. Man, it was the fastest car on the planet. So fast that it was named after its speed, the Mach 5. And it was driven by a guy named Speed Racer. Of course, the Mach 5 wasn't real. I mean, how could it be? No car could actually do all that stuff, could it? But what if it was real? I mean, what if you could actually touch it, feel it, and drive it? Oh, man, that'd be awesome. But only if you knew the story of Speed Racer. Here he comes. Now, most people think the beginning of Speed Racer was when it hit the airwaves around 1967 and immediately captured the hearts of America with its cool cars and great characters. But that wasn't the beginning. The real beginning was a couple of years earlier, in Japan. Around 1965, a young producer named Tatsuo Yoshida created a comic series called Mach Go Go Go, and it was about a young race car driver that had the fastest and the coolest car in the world. It was called the Mach 5. The question is, what influenced Mr. Yoshida to write this kind of story? I mean, Japan wasn't exactly the mecca of high-performance racing and cars back in the mid-60s. So where did he see this kind of stuff? Simple. American movies. The Speed Racer DNA is easily recognizable in the famous racing movies of the 60s that featured the rough-and-tumble world of road racing and drivers like Steve McQueen, James Garner, and Elvis Presley. When it came to the Mach 5, the blueprint for this amazing car can be traced right to certain concept cars and the incredible sports cars that were tearing up racetracks all over the world. When all of these ingredients were mixed together, the fabulous Mach 5 was born, a car like no other. Mach, go! 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 The following year, Tatsuo Yoshida and his production company turned the comic strip into a cartoon series called Mach Go Go Go. They made 52 episodes, and then they canned it. And the story could have ended right there. Fortunately, Translux picked up the adaptation rights and found Peter Fernandez. And this is where Speed Racer was born.
Some editors called me and they said, we have this series coming in, and we'd wonder if you'd be interested in it. With the only directions being Americanize it. I could do anything, name the characters, write the dialogue, whatever I wanted, but I had to follow the plot, of course.
So Peter took the Japanese cartoon, wrote the stories, created the characters, and basically created the cartoon that we all came to know and love. And now you know why the characters spoke so quickly and had these big, long, run-on sentences that sometimes didn't seem to make too much sense, and why their mouths never seemed to match what they were saying. They were trying to match the Japanese animation.
I'll bet Speed's following the monster car to find out more about it.
Well, I hope he's not, because it's too dangerous. The Army failed miserably, so who knows what it might do to him?
Just who are you, anyway, and what are you doing with a car that looks like the Mach 5?
There were only 4 of us in the cast. 3 guys and 1 gal. I didn't hold casting auditions. I just knew who I wanted. Jack Curtis, who was Pops, and all the announcer voices, and Inspector Detector.
Green Orr did all the female voices.
What kind of story is that? I never met you before.
Huh?
Jack Grimes played Sparky and Chim Chim and a lot of the villains. I'd known him since we were kids. I gave myself the best parts, Speed and Racer X, but I was right for them.
You, what are you doing here, Speed?
Practicing.
You must not be in the race.
I will be, and I can beat you. I'll prove it. Thanks for saving our lives, Masked Racer.
Of course, the real star of the series was the Mach 5, because it was loaded with all kinds of cool gadgets like you would see on the Batmobile or a James Bond car. And for some reason, the saws, the jumps, the robotic bird, these all seemed possible to the kids that were watching.
The car's equipped with everything anybody can imagine.
So you had the characters, you had the stories, you had the car, you even had that crazy theme song that kept going round and round in your head. Yeah, you had all the ingredients of a hit kids cartoon. But that was over 40 years ago, and kids are still singing that song. People are still talking about the show, and I am standing here with a real Mach 5. Now, how is that possible? More importantly, what am I going to do with this car? Oh, you'll find out.